UFC Казахстан чемпионаты үлкен мәртебе. Және де 20 желтоқсанда мен алтын белбеуді осы Қазақстанға қалдырамын. Мен үшін үлкен мәртебе елімнің алдында жекпе-жекке шығу. Және де мен қайталап айтамын, поясты, алтын белбеуді осы Қазақстанға қалдыруға уәде беремін. Біздің ата-бабаларымыз жауынгер халық болған. Әрине біз үшін ол жат нәрсе емес. Найзаның ұшымен білектің ұшымен үш жерде алып қалған. Және де менің бауырым қандағнада 3-4 әлем чемпионы. Сондықтан оның бәрі мен үшін үлкен күш береді. Және де артымда қаншама сенім артқан халқым бар. Соның бәрін жекпе-жек барысында маған ерекше күш береді. Қарсыластың жайлы біраз видеоларын көрдік. Мен үшін ол жат нәрсе емес. Өйткені тіке тұртта да күресті жақсы меңгерген. Мен жан-жақты дайындалып жатырмын. Қазір бразилиялық жаттықтырушы Жези бізге үлкен көмек беріп жатыр. Күрес түрінен болсын, жекпе-жектің аймақтасында. Ал жеңіске келетін болсақ, оның дайындығын көрсетеді.
All right, we saw them, David Nazarov, but before we get to that main event, Herbert Burns, brother of UFC vet Gilbert Burns, has taken on Nurseit next. A little bit more experience by Herbert Burns here. He's got a bit of a height advantage and a significant reach advantage, but it's Nurseit with the youth factor. Let us get this one underway. Into the cage we go with Ricky Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next fighter into the cage. From Kazakhstan, Aibek, Nurseit!
He is making his way down the Special Operations Wounded Warriors ramp. Aibek Nurseit, 20-1 in mixed martial arts. He is 24 years old. He stands 5'6". This guy is a fantastic wrestler. 10 years in freestyle wrestling. He got into MMA because of a personal interest. Could be the oldest of old school adages. After a certain time in wrestling, you realize, hey, I can punch people in the face now. I'm getting into MMA. His last fight was a draw, believe it or not. He didn't agree, but he did take on a local fighter. If you get a chance to watch that fight, you see that perhaps, you know what, this guy actually did emerge victorious. He should be 21-1. In his free time, he loves to spend time with his family, loves to go hiking, and in typical Kazakhstan tradition, riding the horses. It's something that goes through their lineages way back to their grandfathers and great-grandfathers. He understands the opponent. It's a late change. It doesn't matter. A fight is a fight. I've got the experience. I know that Herbert's a grappling instructor. He's physically good. He's got stamina. But tonight, if I could have my perfect fight, it would be a TKO or KO, or you know what? Why not just submit the grappler, the stellar, the champion? Let's just do this. But above all, let's give these people a three-round war before I finish this guy off.
Yeah, and so that's something he wanted to say was, I'm the wrestler. I have 10 years experience. I'm going to take down this jiu-jitsu expert and beat him up on the ground and show that wrestling is more dominant. I'm going to try to finish for the ground and pound. And overall, I'm excited to see because he is facing a very, very dominant person off his back. Even if he does get the takedown, can he do anything off of it?
These fans are going absolutely ballistic in this arena. For their homie Nurseit. This guy here is going to bring the pain. He's just and you've never seen him compete. He's very, very explosive. Do not blink. It's not going to be an easy fight for Herbert Burns. All right, let's introduce his opponent. go with Ricky Wright.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent from Brazil, Herbert Burns.
There he is, Herbert Burns, 6'2" in mixed martial arts, 30 years old, stands 5'9", representing Hard Knocks 265. We all know his brother. You can see him there, the gray, I think it's the gray shirt there over his left shoulder. Gilbert Burns, recently victorious at UFC in my hometown in Toronto. Herbert Burns also teaches mixed martial arts and BJJ at the academy. He likes his TV shows. He loves his series. Loves to watch Game of Thrones, and he likes his cooking shows, by the way.
Yeah, you gotta love the cooking shows, mainly when you're cutting weight. It's lovely. It really is an amazing thing.
And then he tells us whatever he cooks, he likes to go to the beach after to try and burn it all off when he doesn't go into the gym. He knows, listen, if you've never seen Burns fight, he's a very technical fighter, but he knows enough about his opponent to say, even though it's been a change, it's his wrestler, he's tough, I just have to stay composed. He goes, if you ask me about a perfect fight, he knew I was going to ask him. He says, finish this fight in under 60 seconds, no injury to me, no injury to my opponent. That's the oldest of old school jiu-jitsu mentalities, the gentle art. Don't hurt your opponent, don't injure him, just submit him, let him tap out, we all go home happy.
That's awesome. It's beautiful camaraderie. He wants to get the finish. He knows what he has to do. This is his job, but he wants everyone to go home as healthy as possible to fight another day.
But it remains to be seen. It is mixed martial arts. Anything can happen, and it often does. My apologies as I was mentioning the amateur record of Nurseit heading into this bout. He's not 20-1, he's 2-0-1. What I meant to say, it's 3-0 is what he should be based on last fight. Regardless, into the cage we go with Ricky Wright.
Live from Kazakhstan, exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. Titan FC presents top 3 fighting rounds in the featherweight division. And in the blue corner, the record 2 wins, no defeats, and 1 draw. Weighing in at 153.5 pounds. From right here in Kazakhstan, Aibek. And his opponent right at the red corner, the record 6 wins and 2 defeats. Weighing in at 155.5 pounds. From Brazil, Herbert Burns. Your referee charge reaction is Dan Muglion.
Take a look at our fighter breakdown. Shorty Torres gives his thoughts. Brought to you by Major League Pool.
You know, Nurseit facing a really good BJJ expert, needs to set up those takedowns. I know he wants to bring the fight down to the ground, but he can't leave himself open for those big guillotines or vulnerable submissions. And Burns, he needs to stay active on the feet, force those takedowns to get that guillotine choke. And even if he does get put on his back, he needs to stay active off his back and make sure to show his opponent, even if you take me down, I'm putting you in a bad position.
It is loud in here, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure if it's coming across the microphones here, but it is loud. They are cheering on their boy, taking on Brazilian Herbert Burns.
Look at Burns taking the center of the cage, just being nice and relaxed. Not really opening it up too much, waiting for his opponent to draw himself in and maybe, again, force that takedown. Beautiful left hand.
His jab in there. Working that jab. Throws the right hand, not with much power. There's a left there landed by his opponent. A high kick landed by Burns.
And he's just showing his experience, mainly with the people he trains with. He's staying nice and calm, and again, not forcing anything, just throwing those punches, throwing those kicks out there, and being nice and relaxed, but throwing them properly with a lot of power, too.
Nice little push kick there.
Oh, and a nice left landed there by Nurseit. Stumbles Burns.
And again, it just shows the power that Nurseit has in his hands, but how good are those takedowns? I know that's something he wants, that's something he talked to us about, but is he gonna force that takedown? Is he gonna open up a combination to set it up properly, or what is he gonna do next?
The strange thing, or the irony in this fight here, is you've got a fantastic wrestler against an exceptional jiu-jitsu fighter. If he wants his fight down to the ground, Nurseit will take it, but then again, Burns will accept it. So that's what we're seeing potentially, is a neutralization of saying, you know what, let's keep this one standing.
And that's sometimes what happens. Like, you know what, I'm not going to test those waters. I'd rather stay on ground and survive from here.
Crowd chanting, Nurseit, Nurseit. Trying to lift their homie, lift their boy to victory, will him to win. But he's got his hands full in there with a spectacular fighter, Herbert Burns. Very well rounded.
And now we see Nurseit taking center of the cage, but he's slowly getting pushed back. The only problem is every time you see Burns throw a strike, whether it's a punch, beautiful combinations. And he's throwing power now. He's getting confident. He's becoming a little less fearless in throwing those strikes. But we see every time Burns throws a strike, Nurseit stops moving and kind of just waits to take it. That's something that he definitely does not want to do.
Those were 3 super strikes that were landed, and Burns just, okay, like nothing happened. Can't keep taking them though, but not showing any wear and tear or pain off of them.
And again, both of them staying nice and calm and moving, throwing those strikes when they feel fit. And right now, it's a very well-contested contest. Man, you hear that crowd. It's amazing.
Oh, and another left landed there by Nurseit. That one stunned Burns, but Burns is back in there, in the pocket. Going for that takedown. Not going to happen that quickly with Nurseit.
And see, that's something different. Burns was fine on the feet, but once Nurseit started landing those strikes, Burns was forcing that takedown, and Nurseit saw it coming from a mile away. But we see those haymakers, even that slightest jab wasn't even strong. He just caught him off balance because there's that speed uppercut
landed. You're right, the confidence in Aibek Nurseit is just inching up with every breath. And he's on, oh, he tried to time that, it was beautifully timed almost. Sitting there, going left to right, and as soon as Herbert turned, boom, he threw the right.
The beautiful thing is Nurseit is moving every single time, but even not just defensively, but offensively, every time he wants to attack, he runs straight forward. That's why Burns just puts out that jab and always takes his opponent off center because he's throwing nothing but power shots.
40 seconds to go here. Opening round, scheduled for 3. Tight FC featherweight division. Herbert Burns taking on the hometown Aibek Nurseit. He's doing a fantastic job against his opponent.
The last 30 seconds, this round could still technically go either way. They both landed some really nice strikes. I think Nurseit landed the more significant strikes, but Burns landed definitely more.
Look how Nurseit's on his bike. Left, right, left, right.
But we see how every time he tries to attack, he stops and walks straight forward. That's the only flaw that I see right now. And he gets the takedown.
That's it. Almost gets blocked. I mean, it is kind of a takedown there. I will give him the round. Mind you, I've always found it somewhat amusing when a fighter goes for a takedown with less than 10 seconds, because there's still judges out there that don't know any better, and they'll look at that and say, yeah, you know what, he won the round based off of that. No, you get a takedown to create more damage, right?
And sometimes when the round is so close like that, you have to get a takedown just to win the round. You have to edge it, and I feel like that was that need in this round.
I actually gave more credit to what Nurseit was doing. Some of those power punches were fantastic. He stumbled them a few times.
You see Burns throwing those straight punches, but Nurseit looping left hands, looping right hands, and landing most of the time, but really throwing it so hard that he's even taking himself off the center. But trying to finish the round on top, which technically he does. And how's that look in the judge's eyes? And that's going to be a huge factor in scoring that first round.
Looking into the corner during the round there, Gilbert Burns very calm with his brother. Herbert calm as well. Round number 2 underway, using his jab. What do you think they told Herbert into the corner there?
You know, the biggest thing is stay calm. I know he's throwing some big strikes, but your straight punches are landing. Throw those more often, but make sure you bring that hand back to your head and move your head while throwing your combinations, because you're still getting caught with the looping left hand, the looping right hand. If you're gonna set up those takedowns, throw those strikes, mix up your combinations high-low, and see where it goes from there, but don't just openly shoot and possibly take some big hands like that.
See the left eye of Nurseit. Some damage there, obviously, by some of the striking by Herbert Burns.
Well, after so many jabs to the same spot over and over and over again, your eye's eventually going to start to swell up. And for some people, it just swells up to the point to where they can't even see anymore.
Nurseit throwing so much power behind the punches.
And you're right, you see how fast that's swelling. You see the color change of Nurseit's left eye. How is that going to affect him in the fight? In between rounds, did his coach go, hey, your eye's swelling, you need to be a little more active?
Big hooks, left, right. They're landing. They kind of stop Burns in his tracks when they do connect. Burns is going to have to figure out a different game plan here with the striking to win some of the eyes of the judges.
And it's just a lot of power.
Yeah.
The only thing for Nurseit is, again, he's running straight forward. He doesn't really have much head movement with his head when it comes to those punches. They just go straight forward. But look at Nurseit with the takedown defense, and immediately transitions to a single leg straight to a dump and gets stuck in guard. And again, he's winning the round because of it. He's on top, holding the proper position. But this is what Burns likes. He likes being off his back. He is a jiu-jitsu expert. So what is he going to do from here? Right now, he's just holding on, but is he going to try to set it up to something else?
Will the takedown by Nurseit end up being a mistake? Will it cost him? Was it a bit of ego? Look for the slam here. Oh, he blocked it. He's able to block. It's going to tighten the triangle choke here. He's got the triangle on there, the elbows going on there. I was just trying to say, will it be a mistake? Was it an ego saying, you can't take me down, I will take you down? But look at the position that he finds himself now with a world-class champion. Brazilian tap there. There was a tap there. There you go, fight is over. Herbert Burns transitions to the armbar, and Nurseit taps out. It was a mistake, in my opinion, Shorty Torres, that he said, you know what, you can't take me down, I'll show you how to take you down, but you can't do that against a world-class fighter, a world-class jiu-jitsu fighter, especially in Herbert Burns.
And that's the big thing, you know, the biggest thing. You saw Burns, yeah, he got taken down. Yes, he was getting beat up a little bit in the second round, but this is what he wants, and that's what I said in the beginning is set up your takedowns. Yes, he was able to get a proper position, but he was too lackadaisical on top, wasn't throwing proper punches to get your opponent to open up, and Burns took advantage and was able to solidify that triangle, get the right angle, and even create a beautiful armbar transition from it.
Did not take long. As soon as that fight hit the ground, the slickness and just smoothness of Herbert Burns. Here we see here, you know, the punches are being landed. He goes for the takedown, he gets stuffed. The next thing you know, it's Nurseit that gets the single, turns him over, turns the pipe, gets in there, and Herbert Burns quickly transitions to the triangle choke. As he gets slammed, he used his right hand to block the pressure and then just tightened up the triangle choke, trapped to one side, and as soon as the arm was there, pulls it off to the side there, and we see a tap underneath. There it is.
It's just a beautiful job. It shows his experience on the ground and how comfortable he was. Yes, he was getting tagged a little bit on the feet, but was able to solidify a proper position, get the submission, and get the finish for it.
Excellent job there by Herbert Burns. We are now going to get the official decision as we head back into the cage right now with Ricky Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee calls to stop the contest at 2 minutes and 35 seconds of round number 2. For your winner by armbar from Brazil, Herbert Burns. Sabırı мен иманы жүректе Айбек бауырымызды қолдау білдірейік.
I'm here with your winner, Herbert Burns. You put in an amazing performance. How do you feel after that first round where the round was going back and forth and he was starting to land a little bit more significant strikes?
Yeah, to the end, I knew he was going to come, bring a fight. Like, the guy took a fight on a week notice. So I knew a lot of heart, and I knew he was going to come wild, so I tried to be smart, don't overcommit, right? So, work patient the first round. He was like, started getting comfortable. When I got the second round, I said, let's work jiu-jitsu. And I for him. That's it. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Kazakhstan. Thank you, guys.
So you had a last-minute opponent. I know you said this is your game plan. You wanted to get the submission. You both wanted to leave healthy as possible. Congratulations to you. What's something that you want next?
I want to fight soon. I think on the card March 15, follow the day, it could be a good date for me to come back. It was a hot season, a lot of no-gi, grappling. Now I'm maybe at the end of the year. I feel good, but yeah, March will be great. Can't wait to come back.
Well, you definitely look good. Go home, rest up, feet up. And again, your winner, Herbert Burns.
There you go, Herbert Burns improving his record to 7-2 in mixed martial arts. Coming up next, it is for the Titan FC vacant flyweight champion, Juan Puerta, taking on Aibek Ashimov.
Барын салдым ұтамын деп 2 ай тер төктік. Рахмет бәрлеріңізге. Ардақ аға америкалық версияны Қазақстанда Алматыда өткізіп, бізге мүмкіндік бергеніңізге көп рахмет. Үмітіңізді ақтай алмадық. Хайыр бәр Алланың қалауымен.
Says thank you very much for giving me the chance to fight. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. He's thanking the Kazakhstan fans, and he goes, God willing, I'll gladly do it again. He thanks his teammates, he thanks all the fans in attendance, and he said, don't forget, please continue to support the Kazakh fighters. Great showing there by Aibek Ashimov. One little error in mixed martial arts.